My name is Penyojolo Khoa. I teach people how to play golf. Golf teacher, it helps people how to play golf. Actually, like teaching, there, there are a lot of things that you can teach to someone. It depends on if it's a beginner or it's an elite or someone who's been playing golf for a long time. For the beginners, we just teach the basics, the grips, how you hold, the aim, the posture, and then that's it. And then for the guys who have been playing golf for some time, we just look at the ball flight and then we work around there. So,
What first drew you to golf, and when did you realize you wanted to become a trainer?
okay. Well, my uncle used to play golf back in the days, and then I used to go with him on the golf course when he was playing. And then sometimes I'll also come and help some guys who are also playing, just to gain experience, just carry their bag, go around with them just to gain experience. And then from there, I started playing amateur level. I was good. I represented the countries on in a lot of international events. From 2006 and up to, and I turned professional around the year 2011. That's when I turned professional.
Many people see golf as a leisure sport. What would you say to somebody who has never played it before to get them interested, looking that you've played pro, now you are training?
Well, it's more of like a leisure or a lifestyle sport, but it's back in the days, people used to associate it as rich man sports. But nowadays, you can play it. Clubs are affordable, and then it all depends on how much you can afford. So like it's more like cars. Some people will buy a Honda Fit, some people will buy Mercedes Benz. But after all, nowadays it's more affordable. People can play it.
So you can play it for fun and you can play it pro. What's the difference?
Well, for fun, it's when you play with your friends and, just to interact or playing with other golfers just to interact and just enjoy yourself. And then you can also learn to, become a professional where you can play, you can play overseas or you can maybe become a golf instructor or a coach as well.
For you as a trainer, one will ask, why did you decide to drop the pro level to becoming a trainer?
Well, I haven't dropped the pro level, but what I've done was that before I was an amateur and then I turned professional. But then I just decided that I'm going to be a coach just to empower other little youngsters that are coming around. It has always been my ambition that, you know, as years goes by, I'll become a professional, a coach, but in terms of playing as a professional, that one maybe in the near future, but for now I'm concentrating more on coaching.
Do you remember the first time you were on the course and what was the experience like for you?
Well, my first time I was on the course, it was a great feeling because most of the time I used to be just hitting golf balls on the range. But my first time playing on the course was fantastic. It was great. It was a new experience. Yeah.
I know a lot of Botswana generally, most of them when you talk golf, they talk more up and or pique and so forth. When did you start? Was it in gaps or where was it?
Well, I started golf in Gaps, Habron Golf Club. That's a long time back. I think around 1990, somewhere there. Yeah.
Golf is something seen as a rich man's sport. Do you think that perception is changing? I know Kantelo, you mentioned clubs and so forth, but maybe you could take us through that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think, well, Like I said before, it used to be associated with rich man sports, but nowadays it's affordable because there are clubs that you can buy. And then, if you've got money, you can buy expensive clubs. But after all, a golf club is a golf club. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's people is for now is affordable, and then all depends on how often you want to play, because in terms of memberships are also different as well. So yeah.
Oh, a membership is not just a membership.
No, a membership is different. You can take for the whole year. You can take for the one that you come, you pay a green fees and all that. Yeah, but it depends. Yeah.
So one will say, what makes golf different from other sports in terms of discipline, mindset, and lifestyle?
Well, golf is more to do with it's a self-discipline lifestyle, and you can also see guys who are playing golf. You always find them with a golf shirt, taking their golf shirts with a belt, and you have to have a proper attire in order to be able to play on the golf course as well. It helps you to swing properly, and yeah.
So I just can't come with my tracksuit and just start hitting balls.
No, for practice you can, but for playing on the course, you need to have a dress code for golf to play.
What makes it so different? Because does it always have to be formal? Because I see people wearing formal things and more or less semi-formal shoes.
Well, it makes a difference because you can play alone if you want to play alone, or you can play with your partner. But it's though you'll always find time where you play with different people as well. you know.
What's one skill or habit that every golfer, amateur or pro, needs to develop early on?
Well, early on, it's probably to develop, the basic skill is probably to develop short game. If you are good at short game, maybe start with your short game, putting, chipping, and then I think that's the whole part of the game. If you can work on that, then you won't struggle much on the golf course. But otherwise, you just have to keep on practicing to get better.
Yeah, putting and short game. Usually some of them are very heavy. For some people, they don't even know anything about
Yeah.
golf itself.
Mm.
How we can skill it in a for every golf.
Uh, mm.
Maybe you can simplify it for us.
Okay.
But
Well,
what we skills, you the habit just one need to have earlier one before similar in our golf.
Well, skills are different. Even though other golfers, they've got their own preferences. The skills is probably will be more how you hold your club and how you handle yourself around the course. And then, like I was saying, chipping and putting. Putting is where you learn how to hit the ball into the hole. If you are good at that, or then you might be able to play on the course. Yeah.
So one will ask you, can golf be taught to anybody regardless of age or athletic background?
Of course, golf can be taught to almost everyone from kids as young as 5 years, or even an 80-year-old person can still be able to play golf as long as they can be able to walk and swing the club.
8 years.
8 years.
Wow. So golf is also known to be as much uh, of a mental game as much as it's a physical game. Mental, you use your brain. Physical, you have to move around the kilometers of
Yeah.
people walk. All right. How do you help players strengthen that mental game?
Well, mental game, it depends on what people do for a living. Let's say maybe if you do training, you go to the gym, you exercise, it can also help you. But, most of the time is what you eat when you go inside the golf course. You need to eat food that will give you more energy, more water is more important. Avoid drinking energy drinks and all that are not good for your health. But just take fruits and juice. It helps a lot, even water.
They've been trained people over the years. What can you say are the most challenging part of training golfers, and how do you overcome that? Your person serious. Because we are not the same.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's difficult because you find you teach different people. Some, they will just want you to look at some few things, comment on less things and all that, because they feel like they don't want to complicate things. You don't change too much on whatever they are doing. But yeah, some will go with whatever you want them to do. You change some few things there and there, they wouldn't mind. But some that are more specific, you tell the guy do this, he wants to do this own thing. If you know sometimes if he wants to do his own thing, there's nothing else you can do, but some they can cooperate. If you tell them to do this, they do it. But some they just want to do whatever they feel comfortable with. But like you said, people are not the same. People behave differently.
Um, in 2025, it's a challenging year for most people and stuff. People don't really do what they do for what they do. They do what they do for social media. Like I'll see people taking pictures by the golf course. No, this one's this one's come on. Don't you face I don't want to say such process. Such people who just come here just to take pictures and are not really in the game.
Well, we always find those people coming here, maybe during corporate tournaments. They come take some pictures and all that. But I'm used to it because I've been here for so many years. People will just come and take pictures. But some they do ask, they will ask you, can we take a picture of you swinging the club and all that? But yeah, that's
So the interest is there.
the interest is there. Yeah.
How do you describe the state of golf in Botswana? Maybe even in the region. Is it growing from where you started up until now? How can you describe it?
Well, golf, I think golf has grown, since I started, but way back in the days. Nowadays, I see a lot of Botswana people are playing golf. Back in the days, there used to be different people. They've been playing golf. But now Botswana are playing, and then even their kids, they're bringing their kids to start to learn how to play golf. It's quite impressive. I think that those kind of a thing, those are should be done back in the days, but we are getting there. We're getting there.
Beyond just us parents bringing our kids, do you think there's enough support or interest to develop young talent in golf?
Well, for now, I think you know, uh, Botswana Golf Union is trying there and there, but I think they can do better. I think they can do better. They've done better back in the days, but even now, I still believe they can still do better. Mm.
So one will ask for you saying what they can do better, but are there any golfers, let's say local golfers that you think we should keep an eye on? Our next Tiger Woods.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's a couple of youngsters that are getting there. They're fantastic. They're good. And then I think it's all about the support, that they get. If they can be able to have that support until they reach that a certain level, will they will get somewhere. Mm.
So what can you say is your most proudest moment as a golfer and as a train chef?
Well, my proudest moment as a trainer, but also as because I also play golf. I usually play at some tournaments with our fellow professionals. That was my time when I won my first pro am. That was back in the days. That was the most precious time for my life.
I'm watching this. I want to try golf. I'm interested. Where do I start?
Well, I'm based at Stanbic Gaborone Golf Club. You can just get hold of me. I'll share my numbers, and then we'll get started from there.
I need to bring what? I find gear here, or I need to go to game to look for gear, or what happens, what happens, what happens. So I just bring myself, what happens. I'm very new to this, what happens. I've never even been here.
Okay. Yeah. So what you need to bring is you just have to maybe get a proper attire, golf shirt, a golf cap, and some trainers, and maybe it's just some pants or khakis. We don't allow jeans here, and some track shoes. We don't allow track shoes here. And then I will provide with golf clubs during all the training, from practice to even playing on the golf course.
So finally, one can ask, what does golf mean to you? That's like you told me, or you've done it for so many years. What does it mean to you personally, not just as a trainer, but in your life?
Well, golf is more like my livelihood. Back in the days when I was in school, I just decided I'm gonna play golf and I'm going to become better at it. And once I'm better, then I'll turn professional, so I can live by coaching. Because now I'm just working golf. That's what I live. Depending on golf, I teach golf for living, and I also do some club repairs when guys they break that clubs or they want to change some grips. I can help them out. It's more like custom made clubs. Yeah.
We've talked earlier about the growth of golf in Botswana. Um, how many courses do we have in this country? Any? For somebody
Well,
maybe coming from outside. Maybe the ones that you think are worth.
well, at the moment I can remember. At the moment, I think we have. I think five. We have one in Joining, one in Orapa, one in Francistown, and then we have Pakalani. Yeah. So I don't know about if Kasani golf course is still in use. Yeah.
Any last words?
Well, I'll be looking forward to see more people joining golf. Please bring your kids along. Kids they adapt quickly to the sports. Or otherwise, introduce your kids in a lot of sports. When once they grow up, they can choose on whichever sports they want to take part on.
Maybe for this you can drop your number.
Well, if you want to get hold of me, my number is 7150 1919, and my email number is 7318 9750.
Thank you for your time, I guess.
Okay.